On West Nile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Okumringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines today. In the headlines tonight, 120 youths empowered on mindset change in Arua City. Angal St. Luke Hospital receives an ambulance from Italian Episcopal Conference. And Nebi farmers challenge leaders on the transparency in cotton prices. This and more in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. A very good evening again, via you're most welcome to the NILE CAST only on West Nile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. In a bid to bridge the gap in the poor attitude among the young people, the Greater Nile Youth Forum, a non-government organization, undertaking the training of these young people so that they can be transformed. This comes at a time when a number of youths are involved in unlawful activities such as drug abuse, theft, idleness, some of the activities that is caused due to a negative mindset. Let's have more on that story.
A total of 120 youths from West Nile have benefited from 2 days training on mindset change and hands-on skills development organized by Greater West Nile Youth Forum, a non-profit organization operating in Arua City. The youths who were officially passed out on 22nd of January 2024 undertook the training on 9th and 19th of November 2023 by a team of skilled professionals who shared their knowledge and experiences with the young people. George Ezama, the Executive Director, Greater Nile Youth Forum, says the training that mostly targeted the girl child aimed at empowering them so as to become self-reliant.
Now the target is empowering them to be self-reliant and become self-sustainable for their economic activities. And this time we did it deliberately. We had more ladies than men because the population of the ladies around, of course, gets much more higher than that of men. And today I want to report to you that since 19th up to now, we gave a grace period of around close to a month to monitor if they had picked and learned what we had taught for them. Around 80% of them have been engaged in small-scale businesses. Others are doing mandazi business, others are doing pancakes, others are doing other things, and they're keeping themselves busy.
Ezama, however, adds that there is need to continue empowering the boy child who in most cases has been neglected so as to ensure a society that is fully transformed.
Take a scenario where we have good girls who will grow up and the boy child is left out and they do not have matching husbands. A good girl with a bad husband. No? That is the challenge that we're going through. So we want to have a balanced kind of attitude and training for all the sex.
Some of the young people who attended the training shared their views on how it will impact on their lives.
The first time we had gone to IUIU for this training, it brought me a lot of change, most especially to my students. We came back to school and we had to write a report about this. They spoke a lot and they have learned a lot. In their reports, they say they're going to go back home and do something, hands-on activities, because most of them were from the new curriculum. They're really saying that they're going to do a lot, especially making pads. You know, some things you don't need to wait from parents.
Before I joined the training, I got a call from the ED saying, may you please come and attend this training with us? And I responded because I hoped that something good is going to come. And obviously, when you give your time for something which you really know that it will come, indeed it will not pass in vain. And as we attended training of the mindset change, it really did great. But when I sat and listened to the mentors who talked to us, from there I drove myself down and sat and say to myself, then if I'm to think of the first thing, yet this new change has come, I think I'm on wrong path. And now as we attended the training, I had to change my mind that I can do something on my own.
I'm a refugee and I'm so happy and glad to attend this program, and I've benefited a lot from this program. It has given me a lot of courage to pick up, and I've got a lot of ideas that will help me in the future. And maybe I'm a student, and during the holidays I can use the ideas to help myself. Myself, I love agricultural work so much. So I think with the ideas I've got from here, I'll be able to do something to support myself from agricultural sector.
Maneno Maureen, the chief guest at the function, appeals for all the religious denominations to work together so as to achieve change in mindset among the young people.
All I can say to the youth is, it is very difficult to change a mind, especially for our youth today.
Yes.
In Ahua,
When did you last?
because we are covered with many funny things, especially use of drugs, the moral life. I would basically say I'm thankful and grateful to the church, especially the interreligious activities which are taking place now. That involves the Muslims, our Christians from the Anglican, which is being honored, actually taken care of by the Diocese of Arua under the Catholic Church. I am impressed that the Muslims are part of this change of mind.
The training of the youths on mindset change and skills development attracted participants comprising of Christians, Muslims, refugees and host community members drawn from the different parts of Arua City. Oraku Benson Pastore, Faris Majid, West Nile Television, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories this evening. Expectant mothers and border community surrounding Angal's St. Luke Hospital today joined the rest of other members with excitement to welcome the donation of an ambulance from the Italian Episcopal Conference. Alfred Jawok has more on that story.
Many residents, especially the women in Angal Hospital, have joined the rest of their colleagues to express excitement over the donation of ambulance, saying it has come timely since transport of referral cases have been their biggest challenge, particularly during labor. The ambulance, registration number UBP 623Z, was donated by the Italian Episcopal Conference through the Bishop of Nebi Catholic Diocese, Right Reverend Raphael Pumonyo Kurash. Jessica Awashango Obote, resident of Angal Trading Center in Angal Nyaravutan Council, Nebi District, commended the Italian Episcopal Conference for the donation, saying she nearly lost her grandchild at birth due to lack of transport. She says she is very happy for the ambulance because many women will benefit very much from this ambulance. Fred Bijik, a boda rider in Angal Trading Center, said it is very rare for some organizations to donate an ambulance, but added that what Italian Episcopal Conference has done will never be forgotten in the history of Angal because it is the first time they are receiving such an offer.
Awaju komedi awaju boda kanu mara yala mdule ngomaro ojo ngolo pinja bai mara mumari ngiwa yo omina ode oga menebi sama dong ni wanya wa kidi wo kinebi wo ki wanya oni gini bang dara go ka omine go dano no wani na murkale ne gwati na mule jang ye para boda Wadong para lali, dong wajah mijon, kurang ngalah ngor ni karabe, orian meleng. Warga wajah peri, nyamuk tani wa, waminda waberi ni mal, wajah kurang ba, nejuk wajah juwa. Jauh bilang apa, ambulans wajah ni ni.
Meanwhile, Alfred Masendi, a board member of Angal Hospital, who handed over the ambulance to the parish priest Angal Catholic Parish, appealed to the hospital administrators to use the ambulance well for its purpose. Masendi assured the patients and other communities that the ambulance will not be for free, but at affordable rate to transport patients referred to other hospitals like Arua, Lacho, and Mulago.
Receiving a new ambulance, and we have received a new ambulance and together with the funding and support specifically for the community of Angal. And this ambulance was offered to us by the Italian Episcopal Conference at a total of about 160 million Uganda shillings. And this was to help the community. It is a project aiming at reducing purely maternal mortality death, looking at the children and the mothers who suffer during referral. So this ambulance is to capture the areas that will be able to support the community that we are working for. Maybe this week Zombo and then the greater Zombo, including Mario Kolo. So we received this ambulance on behalf of the diocese, and we have received it from our Lord Bishop Raphael, who gave it to us, and today we are able to hand it over to the parish priest who received it and we hand it over to the hospital. We believe this ambulance will go a mile and will be able to support a couple of issues that are affecting our community in terms of health. And we pray that the community are able to receive it well. When they receive it well, what shall be done? So we believe that the community that has given us the Italian Episcopal Conference, and then also Shane in Italy, will be able to appreciate, and we also appreciate them equally because they don't know us, but we are able to know them from their hands. They are able to extend to us. We thank everybody, we thank our leadership, we thank the church, we thank the government and the community of Angal, and the community all over in the diocese.
However, Reverend Father Robert Ochola Lukuya, the parish priest Angal Catholic Parish, is optimistic that the ambulance will address the rampant cases of mortality rates in the hospital, since some cases which need referral were a challenge.
Very happy to have received this ambulance because I've seen for myself the need of the people here. So many times cases of referrals and so on and so forth, where there is real need for an ambulance, but was not there. So we believe that this one ambulance, though it's only one or supplementing, complementing on the other, will help a lot in the referrals. And we hope that this will help to save a lot the life of our people. We hope the people will take good care of it. People, the community, happy as they are, will also be cooperative, collaborating with the administrators. We thank also very much the donors who have supported us and therefore had made us acquire this ambulance.
The brand new ambulance was procured at a tune of 165 million shillings and it will be based in Angal Hospital. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories this evening. As access to the quality learning institutions at the settlement areas continues, residents of Siforo sub-county in Adjumani district have been overjoyed after the official launch of Agojo Way Secondary School, which was constructed with support from the Japanese government. Onzima Allen has more on that story.
As access to quality learning institutions at settlement areas continues, residents of Siforo sub-county in Adjumani district have been overjoyed after the official launch of Agojo Way Secondary School, which was constructed with support from the Japanese government. Reverend Dr. Joseph Shine, the executive director at Agojo Way Senior Secondary School, said he was inspired to open the institution after discovering the challenges people are going through, and it is to fill the education gap in the district. Dr. Joseph further added that access to quality education is still hard by many parents since most of the schools are very expensive.
So, about the education, I have many vision and thinking there. I know some condition education in Africa. This is why I know very well education, the level and the education system. It's a problem. So I have to sacrifice for these people. This is why I try to build this school here. You know, education is last goal. Every parents, they expect their children success in their life. Even they are poor, their children must be rich. If they didn't study well, they want to teach their children. That is our goal. But I know so many people are suffering because of the expensive school fee. If you want to go to Kampala, I think 1.5 million something you have to pay.
Honorable Drazelega Luke, the LC3 chairperson Siforo sub-county, said as local government they are ready to fully support such activities and pledge support for development in their area.
And that's why time to time we shall continue to do this kind of activities. May God bless you for that very important activities. We as a local government, we commit our total support for all the activities you'll be doing here. That's why time and again, wherever you submit documents to my office, I immediately use the forward to the chairperson.
Vuba Rafael, a resident of Palermo, expressed his heartfelt gratitude to board officials of the learning institutions for nearing such potential opportunities to the community and promised that they will support such projects by offering land. Honorable Anyama Ben, the LC5 chairperson Adjumani district, called upon people of Agojo to fully support the institution by mobilizing learners and requested for maximum sustainability of such programs since it's about cooperation.
Therefore, I want to ask you, the host community, to make sure you mobilize seriously and register in this school. Sustainability of governance, sustainability of leadership, sustainability of work depends on how people are educated in the world.
While commissioning the premise, the Deputy Resident District Commissioner for Adjumani District, Emmanuel Okware, called upon the public to embrace the ICT knowledge so that it can transform their lives. Okware appreciated the Japanese government for such initiatives as most of the youth in Adjumani district lack such knowledge and called for more support from the Korean government.
So we pray that this kind of spirit will continue, and we also thank God, thank everyone who is involved for the ICT component, the entrepreneurship component. These are hands-on skills that we are also impacting on the learner. So we want to appreciate the specialized education that you are nurturing into the children of Adjumani. So my impression is very positive. I believe that you are living your dream, a dream to transform this area, and I want to appreciate you for that.
The construction of the school started after communities of Palermo took initiative to call for development partners by offering lands to Korean Samaritans who open learning institutions and is expected to cater for both refugees and host communities. Peace Oshaki, Onjima Alan, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories this evening, farmers in Parombo Sub-County, Nebi District have challenged their leaders to consider being transparent to save farmers from losses they have incurred due to lack of transparency in prices of cotton this financial year. The farmers are calling upon the District Production Department to intensify its regulatory role to ensure that cotton prices are safeguarded for farmers since they have been exposed to much roaming cotton buyers with unpredictable prices this season. Take a look.
The farmers also call upon the District Production Department to intensify its regulatory role to ensure that cotton prices are safeguarded for the local farmers since they are exposed to the much roaming cotton buyers with unpredictable prices during this season. The farmers raised the issues today, 23rd of January 2024, after sections of them promised to abandon cotton farming due to its unstable prices in the country. Mr. James Oyergiu, the coordinator Parombo Sub-County Farmers Association, said that the farmers have not benefited as they expected cotton prices to be good in the region. According to him, farmers were subjected to miscalculations due to lack of transparency from companies buying cotton in the district.
Pin matong shalo kwer wawilo lopanga watimo pin matong ento ka wadugo neno nyadi do jikelu bei maludi konyo wango and then inwango nya wayenyu bedu nyado waweke nangdo wafudo ngorare madongo walore kilo pirango ngora ka woni de ludi dong yenyu lo pamba but nwang pamba shalo bedu cash crop mwa wadanu mi Parombo wangeyu midune wangeyu kitema sholo ko school fees wangeyu kitema nyo wakonyo ko dawiya mwa nyo doki ting matong wanwango nya bei pamba konyo wadongo ngo donkana nyo government nwango mitu konywa itenge pa government wabe dao nya government be konyo ngo pirango nwan ka gingeyo nya gi ketu tax iwi joma wilo and then gigam giket bait again magaludu protecting one wajo mitek di ma jomo furupamba maketu wanwang berne ketu wa nwangnya awiya mo ashi desomo awiya mo abeshama ber awiya mo wateri odia din ma enune ma anachopu wejishal owosha Arombo James mijupundeng Parombo Sub-County lengo ira ka government show protecting government igor mupinu ka kimitonya furupamba chalo ajar furupamba matek i Parombo Sub-County awe mitu kamai government o ket tax migi i will pamba and then gindre magi controlling bay ketu echa nang gibe controlling one wadano migi chalo ve one fur pamba manda mi Parombo Sub-County but kitema kawoni ni kitema jibe nywaro wa inu ngonya ngati ma ebe ketu silingi dakario ma ebe ketu silingi lifachel ma ebe ketu silingi lifachel dakabish ma ebe ketu kamai lembene elengu ngo iwa dong wak mwati kakare chito kakama ngati moku chopo konwa iye itenge mi furupamba kunu nyo itenge mi konwa ko yat ko kwer ko dango bine konwa pirango wak mwati duongi eni nwaro wa joru furupamba.
Nicholas Oshandi, one of the cotton growers in Nebi District, said the issue of standards and quantities should not be undermined as cotton farmers demand for consideration from bulk buyers and middlemen. He cited an example of the importance of post-harvest handling of grain as key to ensuring marketable produce. Oshandi expressed his dismay to the cotton buyers who have lowered the prices.
Matele ni apamba alwango nya di machukono wange pay commission wa kwa furo kwa wango sende hiyo masende jo sholo ko fees gi wa temo ko development kan di ni demo ko gero ko endo ka woni ni pamba odo ko ni marach matele ni be ne ka jo ngole Dojo lore do bi kanyo do ngole ni fari oda ka bi dojo ile ni fashia ma eni ya shamda na fumunyo le banga alwa ya dinna choko mi ya ko me weka ko do pe damu ke ta weka fure do almost ikora abora fure do ngo ya uga mu ke to do kadi chulo fizi le do ko te kira ene la ke manyo ni kompamba alwa ngira nyado ngora football ni munga ka kura mera chama una bila chama.
Meanwhile, Francis Wonda Omer, the district councillor Parombo Town Council, promised to move a motion in council to prioritize community sensitization on producing standard commercial agricultural products in order to benefit from the growing market of cotton products. Wonda equally blames middlemen for frustrating cotton farmers in Nebi district.
As many farmers as leaders, we have always raised this concern to see how this matter can be addressed. But to some extent, I'm seeing that it is, I don't know if it is the government itself failing to drop out in the cotton price, or it is a certain syndicate that is being paid within the cotton organization. This is yet what we are to find out. Of course, for many years, we as farmers, and also as leaders, we are taking cotton to be the most important cash crops. As many farmers, they are also saying, I think they have also flipped some, and they have also told you some that maybe have also taken concern. Here we took cotton as an important cash crop that can at least elevate poverty in our area. But our discipline, for the last 5-10 years, cotton has now become for us a problem. And then most of the farmers have lost interest in it. That is from the price itself. For year, a cotton development organization releasing price like for this year, we are buying cotton 2,000. And now this year, the price has dropped for 1,200. Besides the 1,200, globally is even willing to buy the cotton. These are now our understanding bits. So, as leaders, we are also advocating the government to address it. And if it fails, I must say this, that we can talk to our farmers that at least they use it because we can at least start with ourselves, go to market for their resources, and at the end we don't get a proper outcome of what we want to get a good result.
A kilogram of cotton goes for 1,200 shillings, unlike in the 3 years ago when it was 2,000 to 300 shillings. Cotton is one of the major cash crops in Uganda, especially northern Uganda, but the drop in prices has driven many farmers to opt for cassava growing since it is marketable. The issues that have previously been unpredictable are now predictable as more cotton buyers are moving door to door buying cotton at their own prices. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories this evening. The Association of Uganda Traditional Healers, under their umbrella of the Uganda Nendagalalyayo, have kicked off the sensitization of traditional healers, herbalists and communities in the West Nile region. Osuta Yusuf has more on that story.
The Association of Uganda Traditional Healers, under their umbrella board the Uganda Nendagalalyayo, have on Monday 22nd of January 2024 kicked off sensitization of traditional healers, herbalists and the communities in West Nile region. Its leadership says this is a countrywide event which they first started in central Uganda. Now they are in West Nile region and later they will be in eastern region for the same sensitization exercise. The president of Uganda Traditional Healers Association, Salongo Walebira Karim, advised the genuine traditional healers to stick to their principles and not mingle themselves with the witch doctors.
Receive sightings through traditional healers, but when they are not traditional healers.
Kati tuli wano mu West Nile.
We are here in West Nile.
Nga timu.
As a team.
Twazze kulwanyisa bumenyi bw'amateeka.
Came to fight human sacrifice and criminality.
Tuze kuligesalinga basawo.
We've come to register traditional healers.
nga gavumenti bwe yalagira era nga exercise eno bwe yalonkingibwa Minister wa Culture mu Jinja City okuligesalinga abasawo mwena n'ekigendo ekyokulwanyisa obumenyi bw'amateeka nolwekyo tuli mu kusomesa abasawo b'ekinansi tuli mu baligesalinga era tuli mu kunoonya abo abamenyi b'amateeka era njagala kubalabula omweyerimbise mu basawo b'ekinansi ng'amenya amateeka ga Uganda bumukeredde.
It is high time for him to face the law.
Mr. Kaizi Godfrey Bahingana, the spokesperson for Uganda Traditional Healers Association, who warned those participating in witchcraft to desist from it, says witch doctors are fighting and frustrating their efforts of organizing the industry.
We have come to fight or to eliminate all impersonators in this West Nile. Those people who are pretending to be traditional healers. I'm telling you people, your time is over. We want culture to be culture. And when we are in the field, the impersonators, and even by the help of our association presidents, association chairpersons, they fight us. But good enough, Uganda is the national traditional healers, and was sent for this by the office of the president. It was sent for this by the office of the IGP. That one has helped us.
The Kenya Ward LC2 chairman, Mr. Ejaga Samari, who also doubles as the chairman for LCs in Central Division Arua City, says most of these people disguise as herbalists, but practically they do witchcraft.
Most of these people register as herbalists, but what they do behind that is totally witchcraft activities. But now, as per the president has come today, what they assured us of is they have come to identify a meal. Now, when we are trying to ask how will they know this is not an herbalist and this is a herbalist, how will they know? They say they have their expert.
The Deputy Resident City Commissioner for Central Division Arua City, Mr. Ezama Ham Mizamil, who allowed the association to go ahead with its sensitization exercise, cautioned them to fully involve the concerned stakeholders during the process of registering the traditional healers.
Criminality, as I told you, for example, where one of the herbalists was got with the feces he kept there in a shrine, is not a very good behavior. So since he's going to do a sensitization to the community, to his group and the LCs, we have allowed him to do the sensitization. But the time of the scrutinizing them needs a collective responsibility of the local leaders.
Oraku Benson Pastore, Osuta Yusuf, West Nile Television, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories this evening, the Uganda People's Defense Forces passed out 55 officers who completed rigorous operation training. The ceremony held at the UPDF 3rd Division headquarters in Moroto saw the trainees equipped with essential skills to tackle the persistent challenge of violent cattle theft in the region. The trainees underwent the comprehensive 3-month program covering the various aspects, including platoon battle drills, range exercises, fighting patrons, tracking ambushes, and cordon and such operations aimed at removing the illegal guns from the Karamajong in Manyata home states. Addressing the gathering, the Deputy Commander Land Forces Major General Francis Takirwa stressed the significance in discipline among the forces and the importance of respecting civilians during their operations. And more in our stories this evening, the Uganda National Examination Board UNEB has issued a cautionary alert to the heads of examination centers, school directors and public regarding the scams claiming access to the UNEB grading system. In a statement signed by the UNEB Executive Director Dan Odongo, the examination body warns that it has noticed imposters deceiving school leaders, promising improved grades or removal of lists of those suspected for malpractice for a fee. UNEB hereby cautions the heads of examination centers, school directors and the public against the involvement of such fraudsters.
A very good evening, viewers. You are most welcome for today's edition of NILE CAST Sports News. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. A lot of stories continues to happen in the world of sports every day, both regional, national, continental, and international. Let's start with what is happening within the nation of Uganda. As Arua Hill Sports Club, a Arua-based club, has been withdrawn by Uganda Premier League Secretariat from the second round of Star Times Uganda Premier League. This comes after the club cannot be in person to fulfill the standards set by FIFA. And another club that's in trouble right now is Mbara City, just because of the state of their stadium called Kateka. But both clubs, they have got the right to appeal. Away from that, this time getting to what is happening continental and continuing with what is happening in the world of African Cup of Nations, the host country called Ivory Coast have been kicked out of the tournament. This comes after their humiliation into the hands of Guinea-Bissau, which ended Equatorial Guinea, which ended by 4-0. That one wasn't the only game played yesterday in AFCON. We also had other games still in Group A. As I had said earlier on, Ivory Coast were humbled by Equatorial Guinea by 4-0, and we saw Nigeria edging out Guinea-Bissau by 1-0. That was in Group A. Meanwhile, in Group B, we saw Cape Verde drawing 2-2 with Egypt, and the same scoreline the country Ghana had over Mozambique. Now looking at how it has stood in both groups, Group A and Group B. The group stages games are done in both groups. In Group A, we have seen Nigeria qualifying with Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea finishing on top and Nigeria finishing second. And then in Group B, Cape Verde went on to accumulate 7 points. They topped the group in B and been followed by Egypt, that has gone on to draw all the 3 games they have played in their group. Still, games are bouncing back today exactly at 8 a.m. the games in Group C, whereby we will see Gambia hosting Cameroon. Meanwhile, Guinea will host already qualified country called Senegal. I'm saying hosting because they are the home sides. Matthias, all these games are played in Ivory Coast. That one takes our trip away from what is happening continental, this time taking our trip to what is happening in European sports, more especially the games set to be played today and tomorrow in the semi-finals of Carabao Cup, or as EFL Cup. First leg of this particular encounter between Chelsea and Middlesbrough ended by 1-0. It was Middlesbrough that won over Chelsea. The second leg is set to be played tonight. The kick-off time is 11 p.m. The team that proceeds that proceeds in aggregate will also go to the finals, and tomorrow still one game to be played also at 11 p.m. as Liverpool will take on Fulham. Right now Liverpool is taking advantage of 2-1 win over Fulham they had in the first league encounter. Let's finalize everything with what is happening in the world of transfers, as this is January transfer window. A team called Hammers West Ham, they have already agreed a deal with Manchester City over loan signing of their midfielder Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips joined Manchester City from Leeds at a fee of 45 million euros and have failed to break into the starting lineup of Pep Guardiola's side. So many clubs have been interested in this player, including Juventus from Italian Serie A, Fulham themselves, Crystal Palace, Arsenal. Now the deal is at the pipeline. 90% I can confirm to you Calvin Phillips will end up at West Ham United. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of Nile Cast Sports News. In front of the camera has been me, Benson Pastore. We'll link up again tomorrow for the same segment of Nile Cast Sports News.
Thank you, Rocco Benson Pastore, for the sports news and the sports highlight. And that, viewer, marks the end of the Nile Cast only on West Nile Television. Thank you always, viewers, for taking the time to be with us always from the beginning of the Nile Cast to the end of the Nile Cast only on West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Okumringa Christine.